So welcome back to part two. In part two, we're going to go into more depth into using WordPress and using HTML inline styling, playing around with it, trying to understand it more. So in the part one, we discussed how we can use this. We discussed the basic inline styling, but now we're going to go into more depth um, as to how we can, manipulate it to get what we want. And the first thing that I want to do is, have a look at what we've done. We created a div section for our first paragraph, and we created a certain width and height, and we added a background color. Now I want to go and add this text into more boxes, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to change it into more boxes. So if we go back and we have a look at what we did, we said div style margin 0px auto. We said background color, that certain color. I'm going to change that color to 666, and I'm going to make the actual color of the text. I'm going to make that FFF, which is white. And then instead of making a width of 400px, I'm going to make 50% because I want it to be 50% of the canvas size, right? So we're gonna make it 50%. I'm gonna say float right position relative. That's all good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're gonna add some padding to it because if you look at it now, it's very much to the wording itself. So we're gonna add some padding. So I'm gonna say padding 20px. That should be enough. It should actually be more than enough. So if we go and we update it and we go and refresh, you'll see that the color has been changed and the padding. So you can see that we've gotten from more padding on the left, the right, and top and bottom, and our text changed as well. So I want to go and incorporate this into the rest of my following paragraphs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another div and close that div. And I'm going to do that for every single paragraph, right? Open a div, close a div, open a div, close a div, and do the same for the last one. That means that all our text is now currently inside of divs. So before I continue, I want to have this in more control of this and have more working space. So on the right hand corner, it's got a little button that says full screen. So if you press on it, it gives you like a full screen view of your coding, which is much better than working in the normal view. So if you want to exit this and toggle between it, you just hit exit full screen and we'll go back to the default. But I'm going to work in full screen and I advise you to do the same. So for the next paragraph, the following paragraphs, we want to add the actual paragraph type inside of your div. That just makes it better for word rendering. So I'm just going to go and do that for every single paragraph. Just going to close it off. Paragraph open, paragraph close. So now at the right at the top, we've already styled this this div. So the next one we're gonna go ahead and style. So I'm gonna say style, and I'm gonna open my brackets. I'm gonna say margin. We can make it 0px auto. We can say background color. I'm gonna leave mine at 6. I'm gonna say color hashtag FFF. I'm going to make the width. The width I'm going to make a little bit less because I want spaces between them. So I'm going to say 40%. And I'm going to change this one to 40% as well. That means that we've got 20% between them. So I'm going to say float. And we're going to float it to the left. And once that is done, we're going to say padding tab 20. And then I'm going to say height 100% because I want it to render to 100%. and then position relative. And once that is done, I'm going to swap the paragraphs around, because left, you want to work from left to right, right? So want it to look like that, because then the first that's going to be rendered is your left hand side, and the second is going to be your right hand side. So once we're done here, we're going to say, no, it's not giving me that option. Why not? There we go. Update. And then when it's update, we're going to hit refresh and see what happened here. So now you see I've got two boxes. I've got a left-hand box and I've got a right-hand box, but this is not quite what we want, right? We don't really want this. The text is in between them. It's just like a proper mess, isn't it? So we need to go and finish off the rest of it. So I'm gonna go style. Basically, you know what we can do though is we can copy and paste what we already have, because we've already typed everything out. We're just gonna hit paste on this one because it's a left-hand side, and paste on this one because it's a right-hand side, right? And let's see it update and see what happens. Now you see we've got two boxes, but we still got text going in between, so that's not really working out for me. And you can see that the boxes doesn't, it looks like one box, so we need to go and split that up. Before they do that, we need to go and style the last div, because it's in between everything. So all we do is we say style, and we say margin top, and we make it 50 px for now. Let's see what happens when we do that. Press update, and we press refresh and see what happens. See, that didn't really do anything for me. So we need to go and style it properly. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to use this guy's little code that we've already typed out. So what we did is we said margin 0px, we said background dark black or grayish black, and we said the font color should be white, and width 40%, float to the left, padding at 20, 50% width, and 100% height. So if everything goes successful, it should render correctly. And there you can see it rendered our boxes. But now we need spaces between them, because now it's like, it just looks like one big box. So what I'm going to, you can do this by doing it in two ways. You can either put in BRs, which stands for break, or you can add a number to your 0px, which we've already coded. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add this, and I'm going to make it 20, 20, and 20. We're going to hit update, and we're going to see the results. There you can see it's all split it up. And that's kind of what we've done. We went ahead and we created something custom, something that is totally, you never thought that this can be possible. And that's what we did, and that's the whole thing about an HTML editor. You can go and style and edit and change it like you want, right? So in the next video, I'm going to show you a bit more tricks that you can use to get your website pretty decent.